on each other. You know, finding ways to hate each other or just pride demons. You know, St. John. Matthew 15 and 14.
Matthew chapter 15, verse 14. Let them alone.
So let them alone, right?
They be blind leaders of the blind.
They be blind leaders of the blind. What he's telling them? Say, hey, let them alone. They be blind leaders of the blind. The blind leaders are leading the people that are blind. I mean, they can't see. Why they can't see? Because they're in spiritual darkness. They're in ignorance. They're in gross ignorance. And they're trying to get it on their own. Like some people try to get this on their own. You can get this on your own. All the subject matter that's here, come on. It's a book of life. That's why you gotta change. I tell you, you gotta become a new creature. You gotta be born again. What? The spirit of the Most High. True spirit. The spirit of the law. The law of the spirit. Read.
And if the blind lead the blind,
the blind lead the blind, read.
Both shall fall into the ditch.
Both shall fall into the ditch. Both going to fall into the ditch. You have a blind leader that's leading you, he gonna lead you right into the ditch. Straight up. Matthew 16 and 3.
Matthew chapter 16, verse 3. And in the morning it will be foul weather today, for the sky is red and luring.
Yeah, you can see the sky is changing. Read.
O ye hypocrites, ye can discern the face of the sky.
You can discern the face of the sky. What kind of weather we gonna have, read?
But can ye not discern the signs of the times?
You can discern the times of the signs. The signs of the times. The things that he's showing us right now. You gotta know the prophecies to know what to look for. To understand the signs of the time.
Right.
But if you don't know the prophecies, how you know what to look for?
Right.
You know, just run around every day the same way. Some people are doing the same thing over and over and over and over and over. Same thing. Not looking for any prophecies. They don't look for whatever that's been written, that's being fulfilled. They don't believe right. They ain't got no faith. They think they're faith. They got faith in themselves, and they ain't doing nothing. As they should.
They always been saying that.
Oh yeah.
Oh, he always been saying
that. Yeah. Read on.
Verse 4. A wicked and adulterous generation seeketh after a sign.
Wicked and adulterous generation seeketh after a sign. Read.
And there shall no sign be given unto it, but the sign of the prophet Jonas.
No sign but the sign of the prophet Jonas. What happened with Jonas? He was in that whale mouth for 3 days. So Mashaka Shai was in the ground. He was in the earth for 3 days. He rose on the 3rd day. Read.
And he left them and departed.
He left them and departed. Say, I'm out. That's the only sign you're going to see is I'm going to die and be raised up on the 3rd day. That's the only sign you're going to see.
Yeah.
That's why even the Pharisees, when they got him and they were saying, hey, I thought you said you're going to build a temple in 3 days.
Right.
They said, come down from the cross. It was mocking them. You know what I mean? Mocking them. So, jump to verse 9.
Matthew chapter 16, verse 9. Do ye not yet understand?
Read from 6.
Matthew chapter 16, verse 6. Then Amashigawashai said unto them, take heed and beware of the leaven of the Pharisees and of the Sadducees.
Right. Beware of the leaven of the Pharisees and the Sadducees. What's he talking about? You know, leaven means it's something that's rising up in them. You know, beware of the wickedness that's in them that rises up in them. Go ahead.
And they reason among themselves, saying, it is because we have taken no bread.
You see, they reason among themselves and say, it's because we ain't taking no bread. He's talking about something altogether different. Way over their head. See that went way over their head? He's saying that because we don't have no bread. Because leaven, you put leaven in the it's like baking powder. Right? It's like yeast. Makes the bread rise. They're thinking about some bread, read.
Which, when Amashigawashai perceived.
Let me say, that's carnal.
Right.
When he's talking about something spiritual, they thinking carnal. They went carnal on them, read.
Which, when Amashigawashai perceived, he said unto them, O ye of little faith, why reason ye among yourselves? Because ye have brought no bread.
Because you have brought no bread? Yeah. Say, why say you a little faith? Why reason you among yourselves? Because you have brought no bread? Say you have brought no bread? I'm not talking about that. Go ahead.
Do ye not understand? Neither remember the 5 loaves of the 5,000, and how many baskets ye took up?
Say, don't you remember that? You worried about some bread? I mean, come on. I fed 5,000. How many baskets you took up afterward? 12 baskets. Go ahead.
Neither the 7 loaves of the 4,000, and how many baskets ye took up?
Yeah, 7 loaves of the 4,000. How many baskets you took up, read?
How is it that ye do not understand that I spake it not to you concerning bread?
I ain't talking about no bread. I mean, come on, look what he said. You know, he said, take heed and beware of the leaven of the Pharisees and of the Sadducees. What kind of bread, what kind of special bread that the Pharisees and the Sadducees got? You know what I mean? It just let you know how off they were. But thinking carnal. Go ahead.
That ye should beware of the leaven of the Pharisees and of the Sadducees?
Yeah, but you should beware of the leaven of the Pharisees and the Sadducees. Read.
Then understood they how that he bade them not beware of the leaven of bread, but of the doctrine of the Pharisees and of the Sadducees.
There it is. The doctrine of the Pharisees and the Sadducees, what they believed in. You know, how they were so much on the law. He said, hear what they say, but don't do as they do. You know, they were hypocrites. You call them hypocrites, but they wasn't following, you know, the righteous way that the Most High would have us follow. Read. That's it. Now give me Matthew 23 and 19.
Matthew chapter 23, verse 19. Ye fools and blind, for whether is greater, the gift or the altar that sanctifieth the gift?
Yeah, what's greater? You fools and blind, he said. What's greater? The gift or the altar that sanctifieth the gift? Which one is greater? Go ahead.
Whoso therefore shall swear by the altar, swear by it, and by all things thereon.
Go ahead.
And whoso shall swear by the temple, sweareth by it, and by him that dwelleth therein.
Right. Meaning those that's in the temple, read.
And he that shall swear by heaven, sweareth by the throne of the Most High, and by him that sitteth thereon.
That's right. The throne of the Most High and him that sit upon the throne. Who is that? The Most High. You swear by the Most High, read. Listen what he said.
Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites.
What he call them?
Hypocrites.
Hypocrites. He call them hypocrites. Unbelievers. You know, read.
For ye pay tithe of mint and anise and cumin, and have omitted the weightier matters of the law.
See, the weightier matters of the law. They pay the tithes just like the preachers do. I mean, it's a perfect example of the preachers. Hey, give me Malachi. Give me Haggai. Will a man rob God? They pay the tithes, and they say not under the law, but you're under mercy and grace. Yet still they go to the law of the tithing to get people to pay tithes. Come on, if you're not under it, you're not under it. Leave it alone. That's why I say you omitted the weightier matters of the law. Read.
Judgment.
Judgment, read.
Mercy.
Mercy, what's mercy? You know, not getting something that you do deserve. But they give it to them.
Right,
You know, they want to condemn everybody for this and that, and they look at all the heinous crimes that you find that these preachers and the popes doing. You know, what they're doing to little boys, altar boys and so forth. Man, that's wrong. And then they become grown. And they all remember that one year they was all coming out saying, hey, they was molested by these popes, these priests and so forth. You know what I mean? They got together and have but what happened?
Right.
I don't see nobody going to jail, the prison behind that. You do something like that. See where you end up. Yeah. Shoot. Nothing being done. Just smacked on the hand, send them somewhere else.
Right.
Main thing is you don't get caught. And the preachers, even the preachers, man. Look what they do. Eddie Long. Sending little pictures to little boys and so forth. And they made him king after he did that. All these wicked preachers, man. Read.
And faith.
And faith, you know. They weren't teaching people to have faith. Faith in who? Have faith in them.
Right.
Right. They was afraid of losing their power with the Romans. That's why they had to get rid of Mashiach Yahushua. Said, we're going to lose our power. We're going to lose our power with the Romans. And the people ain't going to be following us no more. They want that power. People want power, man, in this world of hell. Hate this place. Read.
These ought ye to have done, and not to leave the other undone.
Right. So get this is what they were dealing with. Get John 11 and 47. That's what they was dealing with.
St. John chapter 11, verse 47.
Right.
And if any man hear my words,
St. John 11 and 47.
St. John chapter 11, verse 47. Then gathered the chief priests and Pharisees a council.
The same ones he said, woe, destruction to you. They got gathered a council to come to the regal. He said woe a lot of times. Call them blind Pharisees, you know, blind leaders leading the blind. Read.
And said, what do ye, or what do we? For this man doeth many miracles.
This after he had brought Lazarus, who had been dead for 4 days, back to life. So he done many miracles. Read.
If we let him thus alone,
If we let him alone, read.
all men will believe on him.
Everybody gonna believe on him. All the Israelites gonna believe on the Mashiach Yahushua, and not us. So you know what they want? Power with the people. Read.
And the Romans shall come and take away both our place and nation.
The Romans. Who's the Romans? The so-called Italian Caucasians, who were the superpower of the earth at the time he walked the earth. What did they say?
And the Romans shall come and take away both our place and nation.
The Romans, the so-called Italian Caucasians, gonna come and take away both our place, so that you know they had a place with the Romans. That's why how you think they could take Mashiach Yahushua to Pilate and Herod? How they gonna do that if they have some kind of place or some kind of placement with the Romans in the government? Yeah, some kind of power with the government. Just like Jesse Jackson and Al Sharpton. You know, no different as far as them having the relationship that they have with the government. Both of them ran for president, didn't they?
Right.
Yeah, so I mean, come on. And they call themselves reverends, preachers, so I mean, it is what it is, people. They ain't new under the sun. Read.
And one of them, named Caiaphas, being the high priest that same year, said unto them, ye know nothing at all.
So you don't know nothing at all. You don't know what you're talking about. You don't know nothing at all, read.
Nor consider that it is expedient.
It's expedient, read.
For us, that one man shall die for the people.
One man should die for the people, read.
And that the whole nation perish not.
And that the whole nation perish not. They knew this. That one man should die for what people? The children of Israel. And that the whole nation perish not, read.
And this spake he not of himself.
He didn't speak of himself, read.
But being high priest that year, he prophesied that a Mashiach Yahushua should die for that nation.
Right. Mashiach Yahushua should die for that nation. Not every nation, but that nation. What nation? The children of Israel. Read.
And not for that nation only.
For that nation only, read.
But that also he should gather together in the children of the Most High that were scattered abroad.
So he's going to gather together the other tribes, the other 10 tribes that were scattered abroad. You know, that's why when you read James 1:1, get that right quick. Let's finish this right here.
And not for...
Verse 53.
Then from that day forth, they took counsel together to put him to death.
From that day forth, they took counsel to put him to death. So he's supposed to be gathering the 12 tribes of Israel that are scattered. Remember he told us in Deuteronomy 28:64, he's going to scatter us among the nations. And we're going to serve wood and stone. So here's James telling you point blank, James 1:1. Telling you point blank. Who's he's talking to? Read.
James chapter 1. James chapter 1, verse 1. James, a servant of the Most High and of the and Hamashiach Yahushua, to the 12 tribes which are scattered abroad. Greeting.
Right. So he's only talking to the 12 tribes which are scattered abroad. That's what he's talking to. That's why he says greetings to them and not to everyone. So how's everybody going to say that the book of James is talking to everyone? Because it's not. Matthew 7 and 18. Y'all still with me?
Matthew chapter 7 verse 18. A good tree cannot bring forth evil fruit.
See, a good tree cannot bring forth evil fruit. Read.
Neither can a corrupt tree bring forth good fruit.
That's right. So a corrupt tree, is not going to bring forth good fruit. So if you evil, Most High